let's invest some time now with Dan Riskin. Of course, we're checking out the top stories of the world of science with our science and tech expert, Dan Riskin. Happy Monday, Dan. Hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about Mars.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We talked about Uranus a while ago, so we'll move on to this planet. A total eclipse of Mars, Dan, happening this Wednesday evening. The moon is going to block the view of Mars. How dare it?
I know. It's like Marvin the Martian has that great line where he says, I'm going to blow up the Earth because it's blocking my view of Venus. We're basically going to have that experience. We don't need to blow up the moon because Mars will come back. But this is something that is basically once in a decade you get a viewing like this. And it's visible across Canada, but the exact time that it happens varies from place to place. In Toronto, Mars is going to pass behind the full moon on Wednesday night at 10:28. So you want to get out before that so you can see the little red Mars go behind the moon at 10:28 on Wednesday night. And then it comes back out the other side at about 11:18. But the exact timing of that varies across the country. And this is something that's not visible outside Canada, basically. It's a very exciting event.
Okay, interesting. That's well beyond my bedtime, so I'll have to watch for the video in the morning. And Dan, this is right in your wheelhouse. Move over Mariah Carey. Researchers say bats, your sort of favorites, can reach a higher vocal range than her, and even death metal singers.
Yeah, so here's the cool thing. Mariah Carey is famous because she's got this incredible vocal range. She can sing across 5 different octaves. Most people sing across 3 or 4 octaves. Turns out bats can hit 7 different octaves, and the trick to doing it is related to death metal singing. And so the thing is, when bats are making their echolocation calls that are very high pitched, they use their vocal cords just like we do. But when they make very low pitched noises for a bat, it sounds like squeaking to us. But when they make their low pitched noises, which is usually when they're yelling at each other or something like that, they're using not their vocal cords, but something above the vocal cords called accessory folds. And that is the part of the throat that death metal singers use to hit to make that like that noise. That is it's a different part of the throat. And actually Inuit throat singers also use that part of the throat to get different noises. And so bats are using that same trick that humans use to get a bigger vocal range.
Oh, those tricky bats, Dan. Okay, we're learning more about them every day, it seems. And this is really helpful. I mean, in many cases, I rely on GPS, and I'm happy to hear that the accuracy is getting even better, because this is going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, so the GPS is wonderful, and in a perfect world, if you sit totally still and you're out in an open field, it can get you down to centimeter precision. But you know from driving that if there's a building, the signal bounces off a building and it gets all confused, and you don't really know where you are. There's a new way of doing it that researchers have been honing. They call it super GPS, but basically instead of using time signals coming from satellites, they use time signals coming from cell phone towers and networks to do basically the same thing. And they're finding that because they could use a broader range of frequencies for that, it's more precise, it's not as messed up by interference from buildings and stuff like that. And so they're saying that within 10 centimeters, no problem. And they've tested this and they say it works, so we'll see if that's rolling out soon. But it would be a huge improvement for convenience, but also for things like self-driving cars that would really benefit from knowing exactly where they were.
Well, that's the whole thing. I was thinking of exactly that. The self-driving cars need the most precise possible because no one's there to sort of grab the wheel if necessary. Dan, always great to talk to you. Thanks so much. Have a great week. We'll talk soon.
Take care. Thanks a lot.
So just kiss me the way that you would if we died tonight. If we died tonight. All the deepest secrets, all the darkest moments. Oh, I promise they'll be safe with me. We've all been broken, there's no exception. But you carry it so gracefully. Let this night invade my lungs. You're all I want to breathe.
Okay, that's Kiss Me. That's not a request. That's the name of a song by Irish singer Dermot Kennedy. He's come a long way, certainly, since his busking days. And after conquering the hearts and fan in Ireland and the UK, well, he's well on the way to doing the same thing here on this side of the pond.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us. You have your new album, Sonder, out, and I was just reading about this word, Sonder. It's so beautiful.
You knew it before?
No, nope, I didn't know. I don't.
I didn't. No.
You didn't. Okay, tell us.
I thought it was made up, to be honest with you.
What it means and why you named it this.
I mean, ultimately, it is made up, but it's there's this word that essentially. There's a book called The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, and it's all about giving definitions to these feelings that we all feel, so Sonder's the idea that the awareness and the realization that everybody's living a life as vivid and complex as your own. And I feel like we've all felt that, right? Like when you kind of driving down the street and you see lights coming on in a house, whatever, you wonder about what people's stories are. And to be honest, for me as a musician and as an artist in this day and age, it's just nice to kind of have an album and a title that's all about kind of sharing the story and the limelight and just kind of putting the focus on all of us instead of just me, kind of being so kind of internal.
Okay, but I'm going to put the focus on you now because we've got you here to talk about this, and I totally take your point here. But let's talk about where your career has come and evolved from. I mean, you busking on the streets of Toronto. We have some video of that as well. Like what's that arc like for you? I mean, you massive success right now in the UK and Ireland. You're sort of catching on here, certainly in North America as well. What does that feel like to go from busking to main staging almost?
Sure, I mean, I always think about whenever I envisaged the dream, it was always playing to lots of people. I never thought about anything else. I was never kind of like, oh, I can't wait to be number one. I never had those dreams. Like my real dream was just being on stage playing to a huge crowd of people. And so that's a huge part of what I do. Like we've toured so much in the last few years, and it's a huge part of what we do. So it's as good as I thought it would be, to play to that many people.
Feels amazing.
Yeah.
And you've gotten lots of praise too from one person named Taylor Swift for doing just doing her cover on her song Antihero. How does that feel to get that kind of praise from someone who, I mean, is just bombarded with tons and tons of fans?
True. Yeah, no, it's incredible. But I think ultimately, regardless of status, I think when you cover somebody's song, the fact that they're happy with it is just really cool. So just the fact that she was pleased with the way we kind of treated it meant a lot to me, yeah.
You got to have a lot of confidence to cover Taylor Swift's song, though, don't you? To know that people are going to listen to it? Because, I mean, we know how big Taylor Swift is. Like, what was that? Were you nervous?
Go either way, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, I just, to me, the way I kind of treat it is, like, I'll go in and sing it, and if it's great, then great. And if it's bad, I don't think I should stick around for the Swifties to have a go at me.
Right, yeah.
Sandra, your album is now on the Hot 200 UK Billboard list, but also you had your song was the most streamed in Ireland. How does it feel to have success not only on a worldwide scale, but at home too?
Yeah, it's very important to me. And it's funny because in this sort of life, I leave home so much, and I always want to sort of honor the fact that I'm from Ireland. I'm very proud of it and sort of part of that sort of songwriter heritage. But yeah, it means a lot to me. I think the support in Ireland is a very powerful thing, Like people really do get behind their own. It's brilliant.
I mean, they like you too over there.
Yeah, it's not the worst. I feel like, it's funny. We have a few, like say we have a show at Madison Square Garden next year, and I was in there kind of checking out the venue recently, and I was just like, who else has played here? And every answer is always just you two. Everything is you two, yeah.
No doubt, yeah.
Let's talk about football, because you are a bit, soccer, but you are a big fan, not only of the sport, but are you a fan of what's happening with the FIFA World Cup? Who are you cheering on?
I'm like, Ireland aren't involved.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I feel okay saying this because I'm in Canada, but I'm just like, anyone but England at this point.
But tell me about your love for soccer, for football, and your love for music. Where does that come from? And did you have to give up football to concentrate on music?
Totally, yeah. It was never like a serious prospect for me. I was never going to do it as a career or anything, but it was just a very important part of my life and kind of brought me comfort and joy in a way that music couldn't really, and so I do miss it, definitely. Like, it used to be, like, the clarity of mind that some people get on stage, I used to get playing football, and so I miss that. I really do, yeah.
Well, listen, Dermot Kennedy, it's been great to meet you today. Great to introduce you to a lot of people in our audience today.
Yes,
Good
indeed,
luck with everything, and look,
you.
I think you got a great career and loving your music. So thanks so much for being here on CP24 for breakfast.
Playing this summer on June 23rd.
Yes, indeed. Here, I think June 7th.
June 7th. Okay.
Yeah.
One of those days.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Hey, listen, Dermot, thanks so much. All right.
Rosemary Parmesan.
Well, Jamie Oliver has become one of the most passionate food advocates in the world. His mission to make food more approachable and also making sure kids are not going hungry. And it's now coming full circle with food that's simple, quick, and easy to make.
Hence the name for his latest book, One. Simple One-Pan Wonders. And Jamie Oliver, the chef himself, joins us live all the way from the UK, early our morning. Jamie, thank you for joining us. Beautiful setting as usual. Let's get into this book. You've written many cookbooks. I have one of them, 30-Minute Meals. Excellent book. But what inspired you to write this book? I noticed one of the recipes, there's a recipe for mushroom tagliatelle that's just for one serving.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my job over the last 25 years since The Naked Chef is to respond to you, the audience. You know, our lives are changing, how we're working is changing, what we know about food, how we can buy food, takeaway food. And cookbooks have to respond to that and be useful and be relevant. And with one, I mean, it was inspired by our hatred of washing up. And what's really nice about that is I try and just have a clear story in a book, like do what it says on the tin, right? So I lock myself in a room. I break it down to breakfast, brunches, lunches, dinners, sweet desserts, all kinds of comfort food and maybe some stuff you've never heard of before, but all happening in one vessel, one pan, one pot, or one tray. So, you know, I've even got all my Christmas special recipes in here as well. So I try and keep the ingredients down to sort of a minimum of like 7 or 8. I try and keep the amount of utensils that we use to a minimum. And I just think that's how we're living now, Monday to Friday. Like, we haven't got time is the bit that's precious.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Jamie, is exactly that. It's as much as we don't like doing dishes, it's also the time. And if you can sort of prep everything and kind of chuck it all in one, you know, bolognese or you know, sort of whatever you want to call it, and just put it all in together, that really is just efficient, effective, and all those flavors can really
look
get
at my
into it.
hair in that clip. What was happening that day?
You know what? I didn't want to mention it. I didn't want to say anything,
oh
but
my gosh.
wow.
I'm about 10 years younger,
We all
but
have
I look
regrets.
older than me now.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's weird,
I mean,
right?
How
does that happen?
Yeah. That's probably why I haven't had a hair partner sponsor over the last 20 years.
Same, man,
but maybe
same.
I need
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and Jamie, you know, you talk about adapting your recipes to the world we live in today. Of course, you know, we got to look at food inflation, cost of living, grocery bills. I mean, you were doing a recipe where you're using a cheaper kind of cheese to make a dish yummy, and you were very optimistic about it. But you also tell people what appliances they should be using to lower their energy use.
Look, you've hit it on the head. I mean, who would have thought this time last year we'd be talking about the cost of, you know, a gas hob over an oven? Or, you know, if, you know, by using a lid, which I know we have, but by using a lid, it can be so much more efficient and quicker in cooking and save money. And the actual cost of making a recipe in energy, gas or electric. So really interesting times. I mean, look, luckily for me, I didn't do it, obviously, when I wrote this a year ago, I wasn't expecting it. But most of these ingredients, I mean, in English pounds, when I wrote this book, most of those recipes are coming in at under £2 a portion. And some even less than that. So I try and write books that have that spread of everyday, affordable, healthy, indulgent, you know, things that are kind of exciting and a little bit special. I mean, you'll see in here, there's an amazing roast dinner, you know, for like 8 people, all in one pan. So from one extreme of one pan, one dish, one portion, busy people, got home late, knock it out, a little 7-minute meal, to something that really is a luxurious dinner party meal. So I've pretty much worked it hard.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
probably my most
you got the full
it's my
range
most
in there.
user-friendly book ever. But
Yeah, no, and Jamie, it's interesting because one of the recipes you have too is for flatbread as well. And of course, in the pandemic, one of the trends, I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021 now, was for people to be baking bread. I'm sure you saw all different varieties of bread being baked, but bread is that really most basic of food, but it can also be a real challenge. How simple is your bread recipe?
Look, mine's really simple, but I mean, I think, you know, I always like the kind of emotion of, right, have you run out of bread? I mean, how many of us have gone to do something and it's not even there?
Yeah.
So I try to give people little flatbread recipes, things that you can do in a pan to make a beautiful toasty. So from a humble toasty that's kind of comfort food, student food personified, but then you've got, you know, beautiful flatbreads that you can incorporate into a nice little kebab dish. Really, really nice. So I try and keep things simple. I mean, that's what I do when I'm creating these books and programs. I'm trying to, I think it might even be my dyslexia. Like, I don't like odd numbers. So handfuls, whole tubs, half tubs, like round numbers, like 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grams.
Right.
I try and kind of, I think that's why I've built this relationship with the viewers over the last 20 years, just to keep things simple, really.
And Jamie, I want to get a bit personal with you. I know you have 5 kids. Your wife has not, you know, discredited the idea that maybe number 6 could be on the way in the future. But I'm wondering, when you cook for that many kids, do they request a special dish of yours? Is there a favorite that they always ask for?
I mean, they do have favorites, and it's often in sort of, the pasta world, you know, my teenage girls, I've got girls at uni now, 19 and 20, they're kind of into more of the more contemporary worldly dishes. So they're kind of, whether it's noodle dishes, beautiful Korean dishes, they're into that now. But of course, they've gone through all the phases of being fussy, don't like that, do like that. I mean, let's be honest, cooking for kids.
Yeah.
Cooking for kids is like warfare. It's really stressful, it's really hard. And they're the most, you know, sometimes I say to them, listen, people would love this if I was cooking for them. And like my little one, if he doesn't like something, he'll throw it at me. So, you know, but look, I think cooking for kids there's not an on-off button. It's kind of just a strategy for getting them to try things. I've tried to get them all to know where food comes from, to grow things, you know, to make basic dressings and basic pastas and stews. And, you know, I love that idea. And look, I've always been very honest about it. If I had a dream for the world, it would be that every 16-year-old kid, including yours, would leave school, you know, knowing 10 recipes to save their life, knowing the basics of nutrition, and knowing how to budget in good times or bad. And I think, you know, now that's more profoundly important than ever.
All right, Jamie, before we let you go, is it coming home? How are you feeling about Saturday?
It's going to come home. I can feel it.
Let's
I can
hope,
feel
right?
the tension building. Yes, of course it's going to come home. I mean, we had a little slow start, but I think we've got it. I think we've got
hope
it.
so. Yeah,
I feel it in
absolutely.
the air. I can smell it.
France are good, but nevertheless, let's see how this goes. All right, Jamie Oliver, the book is
we're going to have a little bit of tension on that.
Hey, Jamie, you are the one for us. Really appreciate this. Thanks for the time this morning. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you,
us on
guys.
CP24 Breakfast. Good luck with this book.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Lots of love.
Take care.
Good morning, everyone. Listen, you're not going to find any fruitcakes here, but you'll find gingerbread cookies, sugar plum fairies, Jack Frost, and you've got candy cane peppermints, right? As well as tinsel and snowflake, because we are here for Winterfest. Joining me now is Grace Peacock with Canada's Wonderland.
Hi,
you know,
Chief.
last time we were together, we were going through haunted houses. This is so much more nicer.
Yeah, this is a bit of a transition.
Yeah, we're not going to get scared. No one's going to jump out at us. Tell me a little bit more about Winterfest.
Yes, this is our most magical season. So Winterfest is on now, running until December 31st, select dates. And it's just a glorious place to be right now at this time of year. We have a dozen live shows, 5 million sparkling lights through the park, themed areas. We have skating on Snowflake Lake, which I think we're going to be trying later.
Yeah.
Festive food, drinks, holiday shopping. We have a Christmas market here, and 23 rides are actually operating. All of our kids' areas are open, and there's lots of activities for everyone to do, like decorating cookies with Mrs. Claus, taking photos with Santa. It's a lot of fun for guests of all ages.
Yeah, it really is magical. I remember when this first launched in 2019, and it has grown so much. People love coming here for Winterfest.
I think it's becoming a tradition for everyone. I mean, I hear throughout the year that people can't wait for Winterfest to come, and it's just because it's such a magical time of the year. You're walking through the park, it's beautiful, we have holiday music playing, you can't help but feel your spirit's been lifted, right? So I think everyone needs that at the end of the year.
Yeah, and I know that the gold passes for 2023 are on sale right now, and so if you get that, you actually can get unlimited visits for Winterfest.
You're right, yes, and it is the best value because there is so much to do at Winterfest. You can't fit it all in one night. So it's good to be able to come back and come and go, have a night just for food, have a night just for entertainment. So the gold passes are available on our website.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What's your favorite thing to do at Winterfest? I know
my
it's
goodness,
tough.
That is really hard. That is really hard. I love the shows. I have to say I love the shows. We have a great 4 drummers drumming troupe. We're going to see Holly Jolly Trolley today because I love just singing along to the Christmas songs. I can't help myself, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay, I can't wait. We'll talk to Holly Charlie. We'll see that in a little bit. But we've got all these guys here like Snowflake, and we've got a tinsel. Hi guys, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, do you want to wish everyone at home a happy holiday?
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Well, I hope you have a very happy holiday, and of course I hope it's so much fun.
Oh yes, we love snow. I mean, we have to keep it nice and cold for, Snowflake.
Well, of course.
We don't need her to melt.
No.
No, we don't want her to melt. Hi guys, how cute are you?
Hello.
I was trying to guess. Candy cane, peppermint, I wasn't sure.
Yes, my name is Candy Cane. Yes, it's wonderful to meet you.
Yes, Mr. Twist, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Okay, and then of course there's no snow. We don't want any frost, but Jack Frost is here.
Oh yeah, Jack Frost, the man, the myth, the legend, as I say. Cool.
And
The Ice Prince of yes, of Tinseltown. Yes, I love serving my people. You know, I think I do a great job. You know, we keep it icy, right? We keep it cool, frosty.
okay, we can't forget Miss Sugar Plum Fairy.
Thank you so much. You're the sweetest. Oh, I just love Christmas. Don't you agree that it's the most best sparkle-tastic time of year?
Okay, so Winterfest again here at Canada's Wonderland. For any information, go to canadaswonderland.com.
Yes.
Hello to everyone.
I've got to say I love Winterfest, but my favorite part is probably skating on Snowflake Lake because you've got the mountain behind us and all the beautiful lights. Grace joins me now from Canada's Wonderland. We're going to go for it, Grace.
Yeah, we're going to skate
and do the interview at the same time. So tell me a little bit about Snowflake Lake and what you have to do if you want to book a time slot.
Sure, yeah. Guests can book their 30-minute skate sessions here. Snowflake Lake is a massive rink. It's actually, by square footage, larger than an Olympic skating rink.
Wow.
And guests can book a session either with skate rentals, so you can get them here at our rental shop, or you can bring your own. We just ask that if you bring your own skates, you make sure to have those blades covered when you're walking through the park.
Okay, great to know. And each time slot is for 30 minutes. And this is right through for the entire Winterfest?
That's right. Every night that Winterfest is open, we've got skating available. And it's a lot of fun. We just ask people to make sure to sign a waiver online in advance. And yeah, it's a beautiful experience, as you can see with the lights. This actually is usually our fountains during the summer months.
Yeah.
We've iced it over and you can skate in this beautiful environment with Wonder Mountain right behind you.
Fantastic. And then after you're done skating, you can walk around the park, lots of food, lots of entertainment.
Yeah, we've got live shows, there's holiday shopping. All of our stores have been converted for Winterfest. We have a Christmas market. There's activities for the kids like cookie decorating with Mrs. Claus, photos with Santa. The kids areas are open and we have 23 rides opening this year, more than we've ever had before at Winterfest.
And I've got to say, it's fun doing the rides outside of the summer season. So again, if you want information, you have to go to canadaswonderland.com.
That's right.
And listen, if you're not comfortable with skating, that's okay, because you've got these items here. If you're an adult, you can use this on the rink, but for the kids, how fun is this?
Yeah, these are great little push-around skate assists.
Yes.
And for the little ones, they can actually sit on the seal and the parents can push them around too. So.
Okay, there you go. Nick and Jen, how cute is this? Again, Snowflake Lake here at Canada's Wonderland. You got to book in advance, canadaswonderland.com.
We are live here at Canada's Wonderland. It is magical because Winterfest is taking place. And of course, you walk around the grounds, you get to see the beautiful Christmas lights, go skating on Snowflake Lake. And then if you're hungry, you come to Lazy Bear Lodge, where I'm greeted by all my friends. Hi, good morning. Thank you. Okay, and then of course when you're hungry you come in here and there's so much to choose from in terms of food, desserts, and drinks. Grace joins me now. Hi, Grace.
Hi, G.
Okay, this looks spectacular.
We have so much on offer here at Winterfest. Our menu has more than 140 items this year. So everything from your savory, festive meals. We have a holiday waffle chicken burger with an apple chutney. We have a turkey dinner, a turkey meatloaf dinner. This Montreal smoked beef here has been cured for 240 hours. And my favorite, this is the turkey dinner ball on a stick. So this is a fried turkey dinner, complete with stuffing, mashed potatoes. There's turkey, a little gravy pocket in there, served with a cranberry aioli. It's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, you had me at stuffing, but it's all in there.
That's it, yeah.
Oh my
Packed
goodness.
into a nice little ball.
Okay.
And then we have Cabano sausage, we have a savory pork chop, fresh mozzarella sticks, and for desserts, okay, take a look at this. This is our deep fried butter tart, served with gingerbread crumble and a vanilla ice cream.
Wow.
Butter tarts are great, but that is the next level,
Yes.
right? And a lot of shortbread cookies. We have Christmas cake pops. This is our pudding chameau. It's a Quebecois classic.
Okay.
It's a wonderful little dessert. And we have all sorts of festive drinks, okay? You've got your cool cocktails. Running the gamut here, we have a Winterfest collection. This is our Spirit Bear Margarita, which is unique to our new Lazy Bear Lodge here venue that we're at. And then we have some gourmet hot chocolates.
Very nice. Oh my gosh, in this place, you can sit 500 people. It's nice, right? Because you want to come and make it an event when you come to Winterfest.
That's right, and we've decked it to the nines. This is a beautiful restaurant. It just opened in October, Lazy Bear Lodge. We've also got fire pits outside on the stone patio. It's a beautiful place to bring your family, and of course, it's got its own Winterfest menu here.
Okay, I'm going to sample the gourmet hot chocolate, and Grace, I'll give you one as well. And again, selected dates right until December 31st, but you will be open every day up starting when?
I think December 16th,
Yes.
so through the holidays,
Yes.
when the kids are off, bring the family to Winterfest. We'll be here for everyone.
Okay, CanadasWonderland.com for all your information. Cheers.
Yes, we are here at Canada's Wonderland for Winterfest, and we're about to get on to the Polar Express with the Holly Jolly Trolley Group. Grace Peacock joins me now from Canada's Wonderland. How great is this performance that's happening here?
This is one of my favorites. These guys have so much energy, and they're singing great holiday classics. The guests love it. It is one of more than a dozen live shows we have here at Winterfest that you can see every night, included with admission, and many of them are outside on stages just like this one. So as you're walking through our beautifully themed areas, you happen across a beautiful performance like this one.
Yeah, how great is this? And so you've got the performers on stage, you've got entertainment all through the grounds with characters everywhere.
Yeah, this really is an immersive holiday experience. So no matter where you go, you're hearing holiday classics, you're running into our Winterfest characters, doing meet and greets and photo opportunities. Of course, there's activities for the kids, like cookie decorating with Mrs. Claus, skating on Snowflake Lake that we had a chance to try earlier. And it's just like I said, it's all about the holiday spirit and having fun with family and friends.
And of course, we can't forget Santa is here as well, right?
He is, yes. He's taking pictures with kids and families. He's taken some time off. He's got his elves doing all the hard work up in the North Pole, right? So he can spend time with us. And it's quickly becoming a tradition for many families. That's what we're hearing.
Love it. 5 million lights scattered throughout the park. It is really beautiful. Again, remind people at home, Winterfest is open until December 31st. Where can they get information on all of this?
Everything is on our website, CanadasWonderland.com, including information about tickets and our gold passes. The 2023 gold passes are on sale now. Gets you all of next year, but also unlimited visits to Winterfest right now. So come as much as you want.
Who wouldn't want to come here for unlimited visits? All right, again, so much fun, guys. Hey, Grace, have a wonderful holiday.
You too, Jeeves. Nice seeing you.
CanadasWonderland.com. Okay, say bye, everybody.
In the fall of 1995.
I was just 6 years old when the Grizzlies came to Vancouver, and I was completely obsessed with the team. I just loved watching them, win or lose. But the true story of my team remains one of basketball's greatest unsolved mysteries.
The Grizzlies have the worst record in the history of the NBA.
At that time, we weren't very good.
They were terrible. Award-winning feature film, The Grizzly Truth, will be coming to Toronto tomorrow at the Hot Docs Ted Rogers Cinema. The film focuses on the NBA franchise, the Vancouver Grizzlies' abrupt move to Memphis in 2001. It's a touchy topic for many diehard fans.
So joining us live now on Breakfast in the studio is Steve Francis, the second overall pick of the 1999 draft for the team, who was also named co-NBA Rookie of the Year in the first season, and director of The Grizzly Truth, Kathleen Jamie. Steve, Kathleen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for joining us. So this is exciting, this film. You made this film kind of as a whodunit to find out what happened to the Vancouver Grizzlies. It was so promising. Mm-hmm. Did you find your answer?
I did. I mean, one of the...
Okay. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, there are many scapegoats when it comes to the story of the Vancouver Grizzlies, many rumors, conspiracy theories, and, one of the main... suspects is Steve Francis. And so I knew I needed to, my goal, the film was to actually talk to everyone who's actually involved, because fans, we have our wild theories of what happened, but what actually happened, and you can only figure that out once you actually talk to the people who were actually part of the story, and that includes Steve. And, Steve has been so gracious and kind to share his story with us, with me, and audiences all around.
Yeah, and along those lines, when going through the process, you're rehashing, memories and everything from that time of your life. And you were a child. What was this process like for the two of you in your relationship?
I mean, I'm a childhood fan of the Grizzlies and the NBA, so it's like it's Steve Francis, you know, like
Right.
it's a good thing for the scene where I actually approach Steve and ask him. I'm wearing a mask, which is a good thing because I'm like hardcore fangirling like underneath
Yeah.
the mask. But
No. So Steve, let's turn to you because you were drafted overall second NBA 1999, and Vancouver picks you, and you can't hide your disappointment. You were not happy. In fact, you said in a radio interview, you said it's cold, it rains a lot, it takes all your money. That was your impression of Canada. So how do you fit into this film? Why is Kathleen saying that you're the missing piece in this? Because you left before you even got to put on a jersey.
I think it shows immaturity on both parts, the organization, not really listening to their fans. And for me, being 22 years old and coming from where I came from, everything was so brand new for me to, have a stellar year at the University of Maryland and just to be, my dream to go to the NBA, and it's all the way in Vancouver. So I was like, hey, is this the right, do I really want to play? But as you see throughout the film, it breaks down not only myself, but, a lot of things that has to deal with professional sports.
And I mean, along those lines, where do you see, how does this all sum up in terms of the evolution of sports now? Because the Grizzlies are now in Memphis, and then that process and that time of your life.
Well, I can say, see, I told you guys so. But no, honestly, the basketball is evolving. There's a lot of foreign players who are coming from overseas. I think that Toronto, you guys are doing a great job. You got a championship. So Canada has spread its basketball wings. Have I heard that a lot of the good college basketball players are going to the States to play. So basketball is definitely taking over Canada also.
And Kathleen, I know you're such a diehard basketball fan. You're wearing the Grizzlies old school jacket. I love it. Do you have hope that one day Vancouver can once again have a basketball team? Because when you look at all the ingredients, they were there. Right? You had everything.
Yeah.
So are you hopeful?
I definitely am. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I made this film, to start to get the conversation going, to prove that there is an audience for this. I mean, the Raptors, when you guys won 2019, saw all of Canada celebrate. I think that's just goes to show how much Canada loves basketball, loves the NBA. Like, we need two teams in Canada. It can't just be one team.
I agree with you. And Steve, before we let you go, very, very quickly, do you like Canada now?
Like I was saying, it was such and even in the film, you'll see some of the older players that would say they love the city, but they never had an opportunity to see it. So coming from D.C., going to Vancouver was a big step.
All right, Kathleen, Jamie, filmmaker, basketball star Steve Francis, thank you very much for your time in the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us, and good luck on the film. It is out tomorrow across theaters in Canada.